Hey everyone, and welcome back to Gearbox. In the last video, we finished up the track car. It just needs a little bit of tuning so it can actually handle properly. Need to adjust the stiffness of the shocks and stuff. Shocks, springs, and sway bars. I'd really like to change out the front sway bar and blah blah blah. By the way, that's not the point of today's video. This is. I have been wanting to make a mid-engine truck for a while, and as I was building this, I mentioned that I should try turning it into a truck, and a couple of people commented agreeing that I should make a mid-engine pickup truck. So that's what I'm going to do today. I am taking the T2 that I've been working on. Hopefully it'll be released soon, but I don't know when. Probably when I upload the Jeep and that thing, when they're actually done. If you haven't seen this before, it's my second, official truck, I guess. There's the T1, the very first truck I built, and then my T2. It has, this one has straight axles in the front and the rear, a V8, high performance V8. No radiator yet, I'm still working on that. It's 4-wheel drive with a 5-speed clutch-based gearbox, so it isn't the greatest gearbox, but it works. Body on chassis like a normal truck, and so on and so forth. It's a pretty good truck. So I figured this would be... And it's also very modular, which is why I figure this would be the best vehicle to use for this, because as you can see, you can easily turn it into a V12 powered racing machine. This has independent suspension all the way around, nice big powerful V12. Like I said, independent rear instead of a straight axle. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to pull out the entire drivetrain up until the axles. So that should come out now. Whoops. There we go. There's the engine and the exhaust. And then the gearbox, or transmission, whatever you want to call it. That should be the front mount. And that is the rear mount. And out comes gearbox. I will be using a different gearbox. This is the 6-speed with reverse that Laws made. And it is much, much better than my 6-speed. It works, but it's finicky and the gear slides back and forth, so it doesn't really stay in gear, whereas this is a very good design. All I've done is change it so that reverse is Control R instead of Alt. Because Alt affects the camera, and then I find that Control R will force it into a lower gear as you're putting it in reverse. Or make sure it's in first. But either way, I can probably take that off too. It's just for the starter and the rear engine mount. So, I should also take this out. This little bit here adjusts the final drive. See what I mean when I say it's all modular though? You can take the body off the chassis, just undo that one, and the cab will come off. And then back here, if I undo that one, well, not that specific one, that one there, the bed will come off. Same with the suspension. You undo the one point for the track bar, or the panhard bar, and it comes undone. So, this is what I want to leave in. The splitter for the 4-wheel drive. That's supposed to be locked. Actually, no, it's not, because that's... Oh yeah, that bit is supposed to be locked. It's there that separates. By the way, I'm going to remove the fuel tank because it is going to be in the way. And I need to figure out how to build some sort of V drive. And I think I will take the bed off for now to get everything situated. So I need it to end up here. And kinda... I'd like the engine to sit as far forwards as possible for weight distribution. I just woke up, even though it's noon now. Bring this over here. This can likely connect straight to the torque converter or the clutch, whatever. However, which way does it need to go? What did I put in? Okay, the big end is the output, just making sure. Big end is out. Turn it around and hover it on top of the truck. This is going to be a royal pain in the butt. So, if I do it like this, the engine's going to be pushed back quite a bit. I should... Okay, I wanted aluminum, I think. Yep. And then... beam. And... put that there. And stick that on there. Alright, it could go forwards one more block, but that's still mainly behind the differential, which is not what I want. If I move it forwards by 2 more blocks, and down by 1, it might work a bit better. But since it has a straight axle in it, or a live axle, the axle comes up and down. So I need to make sure under full compression it doesn't hit. And then if I lower it any, it's going to hit the sway bar, but I can always move the sway bar. Which I think I will take the sway bar off now, just to make it a little bit easier. How am I going to move it back more? I could attach... Oops, I'm going to put that back for a moment. Really? Really? There we go. I'm gonna do that. And connect it to the front instead. Do that. But now it is sticking through the body. And the differential needs room to at least go up by 1 block. So if I lower the engine, it technically doesn't have enough room. In real life, I could just use a V drive and angle the engine a little bit. It's one annoying thing in games, is in real life, a vehicle with a longitudinal engine, front to back, it's angled down at the back a little bit to help everything fit. Just a couple degrees, you can't usually tell much by just looking at it. But that is in line with that now. So if I just adjust the cab a tiny bit, actually that should be fine for now, really. And of course that's a little bit off. I could also rotate it so that's at the bottom. So there we go. Much better. Okay, mounting. Hate when things do this. I can use an L plate. Like so, and then just a normal plate, and there we go. Now everything is technically mounted. Simply, but it's mounted. And then I'll put the gas tank up here. Oh, I still have to move the alternator, because the way the front end is, there isn't quite enough room to have the alternator on the engine block, so I had to adjust things a bit. That goes there, and that goes there, and I have to put the starter back on it. Which I think is still set up wrong. Yes, it's still set to E and not Alt. Okay, I think this goes like this. I need to lower it. There we go. Connect that to the battery. I could see it. It's one of the downsides to this truck is it's got a lot of connections. And then I will have to do the fuel when I get around to it. And then connecting this to there should be pretty easy. I'm actually going to move the body for a sec. That should just come off. What is holding the body on? Oh, that's not supposed to be locked to the body. Oops, really? Yeah, I really need to go through this truck and make some adjustments and make sure everything's actually attached the way it's supposed to be, because the body should be just coming off at this point. But it doesn't want to. Where else is it being held on? I can't even tell where else it's being held on. I could enable all of the thingies showing. Oh, it's being held on by the steering, I think. Yep. It's still being held on by something else. Why? This is why I haven't uploaded any of my creations yet, because every time I look at them, there's something still wrong with it. And I'd really like to get the body off this to make it a bit easier. It's not like it has separate body mounts. Oh, that right there. There we go. None of those should have been attached, but when you do the lock all, it locks all. Alright, so that makes it so I can see to do this. Now, for this, I need crown gears and some supports. The support bar will have to come across here, even though that's going to get in the way of the body. Actually, I'll just do that. That'll work. And then a half rounded beam, like so. And yeah, I also need to move this back by one. There we go. Stick an axle through. And hopefully the crown gears will work how I'm hoping they will. That one does. And then this one should. Oops. There we go. Alright, so that should be it to make it a mid-engine. Or, I guess a rear engine, technically. Well, where is it? It is over the rear axle, so that would be, but mostly in front, so that technically would be a mid-engine. Connect the fuel. It'd be nice if there was an option to just connect things automatically. And then you can adjust it manually from there. Right, and now I need a seat so that I can test it. That's the person, not the seat. Alright, let's see if it even starts. Yep, it starts, but it's going backwards. And the steering's not working because I took off the fender well. So that can stay there. Oops. There we go. Now the steering should work again. And I need to make this not reversed. So I need to extend this. So I'm going to carefully unlock everything, extend that out, lock everything again, and put it there. And then I'm going to make a little brace for it. There we go. Just a quick little brace to help it out. Actually, I should move it there. Alright, that should go forwards now. Awesome. And of course I flipped it. And it's actually putting all of the torque through it. Like it's doing wheelies. Reverse. And reverse works. So now I gotta put the body back on. The front part, cab, should be easy. Can I throw the sway bar back on? I think the sway bar will go back on too. Yes. Awesome. It'll do proper wheelies with the rear sway bar on it. By the way, the front part of the body attaches just under the grill right here to that little one that sticks out, like so. And then I just need to connect a couple things to the body so they're not just flopping around. The doors, the hood, and steering wheel. So, oops, hood. Come on. There we go. And the solar panel for the battery, because batteries don't like to charge in this for some reason. The lights aren't important at the moment. And then I need to figure out how I'm going to get the body or the bed to work. So we put it on, and then cut out in the middle. So that piece will come out now. So what I mean, this entire thing is built to be as easily modified as possible. So that when I finally do release it, if you want to change something about any of the configurations, you can, as long as you don't re-upload it. Okay, that can go over here. Everything else is attached. Ooh, uh-oh. Okay, that's gotta go there. But in the right spot. There we go. Cool. I'm also going to change this to Alt E. So, there we go. The bed's back on. It is clipping a little bit. So I'm going to shorten this. And then do that. These are just parts that hold the bottom of the bed. Alright. So, what I could do is just fill in all the holes, and then I'm going to flip the exhaust. This is giving me Maserati, I think it is, vibes. I wish. Mazda made a little mini truck. My foot's asleep. Ow. Sorry. Just ignore me. Ow. Anyways, on Roadkill, they took a Mazda rotary pickup truck that had a V8 mounted in the back like this. And some POS loser decided to steal it. Like, it was such a cool truck, and they put so much work into it just for some loser to steal it right off their trailer. Like, how could someone do that? I do need to move that up a little bit more. Good enough for now. I will do the same on this side. Like so. There we go. Oh my. Bring it out to the end of... Oops. There we go. And I'm just gonna lock it all for now, because it's a test truck and it doesn't need to be perfect. I can take the fan off the crankshaft and just shorten it back down. See, this is the kind of building that I like doing, just testing things, seeing if an idea will work. And the engine does have mock-ups for the overhead cam, water, AC, whatever. But with the extra resistance, friction, whatever, of running it around all the pulleys, it doesn't like to work. It'll stall the engine and so on. Either way, I'm going to leave that in, add another one to here, like so. Go. And then I'll leave, actually, if I, oh no. There we go. I can bring this up a different way and make more room for the flooring. Well, not a whole lot, but a little bit. There we go. As I unlock and lock parts that I don't want to. Okay, I technically have a couple more minutes on this video, but I would like to get this as done as I can. So, let's add that there. And then another one on the other side, like so. Either side of the chassis. And then go like this. It's not perfect, but concepts rarely are perfect. Ooh, speaking of which, I need to move the alternator. There we go. Needs a little bit of work just to fill in the floor a bit more, but you could still put cargo back here. Not a whole lot, but you still could. The alternator is not going to fit there. So I'm going to just stick the alternator right there again. There we go. Connect the tailgate to the battery so it's not flopping around. Oh my. That's all I've got to say about this is oh my. Let's do something really quick. Disable. And disable. And then disable and disable. How does that sound now? Better. And it still does wheelies. Oops. And it still rolls really easy too, but that's kind of how trucks are. It spins the tires. It still does wheelies, oh my god. This is great. I'm gonna try and shift gears while the front wheels are in the air. Nope. Ooh. Something about the gearbox is not happy. I'm going to turn off the collision for that, just in case. Everything in the gearbox is already disabled collision-wise. Ooh, hold on, there's something in there that doesn't want to... Okay, I think that might be what's causing the issue. There's so much going on in this gearbox. It's crazy. When it works really well. But keeping it working is a bit of a pain in the butt. That's one reason I try to avoid doing glitchy stuff like this, because it makes it more complicated and the odds of it working go down. So let's pull this out really quick. Where else is it attached? Oh, right. Really? Come on. Okay, I'll just do that for now. And it makes pulling things off and putting them on a royal pain in the butt. Alright, so let's see if I can figure out something a little different. So that goes there. And to extend that, I have space. Ooh, oopsies. That's going through the body. It's not okay. Let's do yeah, see, there's his 6 speed right there. Now you can see all the creations that I've been checking out. By the way, this video is going a bit longer than it should. But like I said, this is the part that I enjoy. I don't like building things that I know are going to work and blah blah blah. I like experimenting and learning along the way and just kind of figuring it out as I go. And then when it turns out awesome, it's awesome. Alright, so that works. And then I can just do this instead, which is what I should have done in the first place. There we go. Connect that to the battery, and we should be good to go again. And it shouldn't have any issues because I didn't modify... Yeah, there we go, see? Alright, start the engine. I need to connect the tachometer again. All the pistons are connected, right? Yes. Steering wheel's supposed to be connected, but whatever. Right. Engine is idling. Off we go. This first gear. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth. Fifth. This is great. Oops. Oh, this makes me so happy. And it fits in the back so well, too. I was not expecting it to go this well. And then if I put it in that racing variant, imagine the race variant with a V12 in the back. That would do even bigger wheelies. I'm going to test putting it into 4-wheel drive if I can remember the button. Just going through the list, trying to find the 4-wheel drive button. It's like 6 or 7 or something. 7. Alright. It should be in 4-wheel drive now. Is the light on? No. Because I didn't connect the light, so of course it's not gonna turn on. That's, that one. I am going to connect these lights for testing purposes. I should have connected the dashboard lights knowing I would need to do testing, but whatever. What's the clutch set to? Torque converter 400 and 2000, and it idles at around 350, 320. Alright, so 4-wheel drive on. This is fast. I gotta do the race variant like this. I just want to make sure it is actually in 4-wheel drive. Yep, front wheels are spinning. Oops. So it all works. That's awesome. So, if anyone has any other awesome ideas, let me know in the comments below. I almost said the description. Excuse me. I would love to do this with the race variant as well. Now that this is done, I will likely have this as one of the variants that I upload. Because why not? I might change the intake and whatnot. I'll probably change the exhaust around a little bit just to make it a bit more practical. I'll probably bring it out across the edge of the bed rather than in the middle. But this looks so cool. I love how this looks. It's not doing wheelies at the moment though. Why was it doing wheelies before but not now? I wonder if there was something about that other engine that was, or other gearbox that was putting torque through more. Oh, it still is. Yeah, it's still doing little wheelies. Trying to get a decent picture. Oops. It's hard to get a picture of the front in the air and still being able to see the engine. This is great. Either way, like I said, if you want me to do anything else funny and cool, just let me know. Put it in the comments. Worst thing happens, I can't figure it out, I guess. Best case scenario, it works really well like this has. Ooh. I will need to fiddle with the exhaust a bit though. Either way, I have one more video to record for this week. So, as usual, if you have any tips, tricks, questions, anything you want me to check out, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.